Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Round 3 coverage of the 2019 Mid-America Open presented by Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. This is the front nine of this final round. I'm Brian Earhart again, joined here by Nate Perkins. How's it going, buddy?
Man, it's going great, Brian. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on this video with you. Thank you to UDisc Live for providing us with stats. Thank you to Discraft for sponsoring the event, and thank you to GK Pro for making it out here. Yesterday, we saw Emerson Keith light up the course, and Zack Johnson also had a fire round, also tying the course record and bumping himself up onto the lead card, along with Joel Freeman and Gavin Rathbun once again.
Yeah, and it's great to see Zack on this lead card. He is actually one of the locals of this course and actually puts a lot of time into the course maintenance. I've mentioned this previously, but both times that I've come here recreationally, I've seen him out here doing a bunch of different work around the course. So it's going to be great to see his awesome forehand go to work out here. Hole 1 has presented quite a few problems to the players this week, and what a starting hole we do have. 833 feet, OB Creek all the way through the fairway. And let's see if Emerson Keith can keep that fire going that he's had past couple of rounds. He's been putting out of his mind.
Absolutely, and he's going to have to today with Zack and Joel right behind him. 4 strokes behind and only 5 in front of Gavin.
Sneaks that hyzer flip over the water, and I'm not sure if he's got an open look. Looked like he was pinched up against that tree, but we'll see where he's at. And here is the local boy, Zack Johnson.
Yeah, and Zack recently made the switch back to Innova, and I know that he has been so stoked how his destroyers, rocks, T-birds, and firebirds have all been flying. He's just jazzed about it.
Absolutely. After clipping some cabbage, I'm not sure if he went out of bounds on that one, but it is definitely doable on this hole if you're going over the creek. And Joel Freeman on this lead card has a very interesting, it's not necessarily a mixed bag, but he does have some Millennium and he does have some Infinite discs alongside of his Innova in his bag.
Yeah, that's Millennium right there. That's a Scorpius.
And he catches some cabbage early, and I think it shoots him down right before the creek, so he still should be good. And then we have the bomber from Illinois, Gavin Rathbun, yet again. Gets a nice turn out of it, misses the trees on the left, and he is in prime position.
That looks great. That had some nice turn on it.
Yeah, Joel, I would say, has one of the top 10 sidearms in our game right now when it comes to, especially like the distance flex sidearm. He throws a mile with that forehand.
Yeah, that's saying a lot, but hard to argue. He's really consistent and has 400 feet of power.
Yeah, absolutely. Zack, I think, trying to go with a forehand roller and clips a tree. Probably going to have to lay up for that par.
And we saw yesterday just how good this kid's forehand is, and he just has, it's just moving so forward in the flight, super low.
Yeah, and on this course, that flex sidearm is going to be extremely helpful.
Absolutely.
Gavin in the prime position for a birdie. Couple of great shots, and now he has a little putter hyzer to the basket.
Couldn't quite tell if Zack was going for the green right there. He had to have been laying that one up short with that cliff right there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this is actually Joel's signature disc. It's a Color Glow Whale premium plastic putter.
Yeah, it's fun to watch him play just because he's throwing such unorthodox discs. And he's kind of like Garrett Gurthey in that regard. Always brings out some new mold that we haven't really heard too much of.
Tricky little lie he had over there, and he found a small gap inside circle 1.
Ooh, Gavin's showing a little bit of finesse.
Definitely some touch on that shot.
Park job for the birdie. Awesome birdie from Joel as well. This hole is not easily birdieable.
No, it's such a monster hole to start your round out. I mean, it plays 3/4 of a stroke over par.
Yeah, it's very challenging, and taking a 5 on this is really not that bad. And Emerson taking a low-key birdie as well. Clean shot across the creek, simple upshot to the tip of the fairway.
Yeah, all smiles from the newly married Emerson Keith.
Congratulations
He also
to Emerson.
has a child on the way, so congratulations.
And hole number 2, this hole, we have not been seeing a lot of birdies on this one. This is a very tight fairway, snaking to the right, and then again, we've mentioned it multiple times, this pin position tucked way back through this tunnel, OB all down the right side. Really just giving yourself some sort of look to get down this corridor on the second shot is what you want to do here. Such a scenic hole. Emerson looking like he's lining up that left gap forehand.
Yeah, this is great, man. We're in for another forehand clinic during this final round.
Flares it a little bit too right, almost nails the cameraman. Maybe he was going for that.
Yeah. All right, getting another angle at it. Nice dodge there. Man, it was a good drive, but do you see that angle?
A little bit out of position unless he wants to juice a sidearm flex. And Joel, being very forehand dominant, is going aggressive roller on this one. And he is caught up in the right side of the fairway off that.
Yeah, Gavin rounds the corner with that forehand. He's
If he wants to
from there,
yeah.
he's pretty far away. You want to cover more ground than that.
But we do know that Gavin is no stranger to throwing far. Looks like Zach wanted to get a little bit of flex on that one and kind of scooped it off the tee. Out of position, but again, a 4 is going to be pretty solid on this.
It's going up.
Is that a thumber roller?
Thumber forehand roller.
Respect.
That's just what happens in the woods, man. Yeah. I mean, we saw that putter overhand during round 1, and that's just, you got to get creative.
You have to be creative in some of these approach shots.
Oh, and he's going for this. This is such a sick line if he can execute this one.
Oh, my gosh. Just showing you how challenging the approach to the basket is. We thought that was perfect and just skips OB. Hopefully he has a putt at the circle 4 there.
Yeah, you can see right there, if you don't round the corner or if you go too far, you're not in a good position to attack this one. Both Zach and Emerson are laying up. Oh, this is a tough position right here. He's going to have to come really close to his body to avoid that wide tree.
And whatever he threw, did he just kick out of bounds?
It kind of looked like he did. And that was, I believe that was a TL that he tried to flip up right there.
Zach going with a backhand right side. That's got to
that
fade.
hyzer. Couldn't quite tell from there.
Doesn't look good, unfortunately.
No,
we'll
it didn't.
see. And as Emerson throws this touch up shot here, I wanted to say the reason I was mentioning that Joel had such a solid forehand and so highly regarded amongst the rest of the touring players is because of things like what he just tried doing with the TL. He flicks those whales really well as those long flexes, and he buries the putt. Oh, my gosh.
Look at this one. Full commitment on the straddle jumper right in the heart.
That was a par save from where he was at. Roller, thumber roller, TL flick, jump putt. That is a confidence booster right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, to not lose one, the leader.
Emerson with a textbook par. And Zack was out of bounds, unfortunately. As was Gavin, I believe. Moving on to hole number 3, we've mentioned it a couple times. This green that the players are trying to attack off the tee is very daunting, to the point where they're not even trying to park the hole. It looks like the players have been trying to play high side of this basket.
Yeah, this is a pretty fast green and a tight fairway the entire length of the hole.
And it looks like the actual route to park the basket is some sort of flex, but you're seeing a lot of players just say, you know, no thanks to that, and trying to throw some sort of hyzer off left. Emerson got the birdie yesterday with that same line. A little bit more conservative and still gives them the opportunity to make a death putt. That got away from him a little bit, but it looks like it's still going.
Yeah, it sure is.
And a
Pin
blessing
high.
from the disc golf gods on that one for sure. But he's about the same place as he was yesterday.
It looks like it's that same whale that Joel's reaching for.
And that's a beaded putter, correct?
Yes. Pretty straight, pretty glidey putter.
Joel's trying to show you the exact flight right
Oh, wow,
here.
look at that. He splits it. Oh, did he touch the pole?
Looks like he might have clipped it a little bit, but yeah, dead straight at it. That was a great shot.
Absolutely. And he knows it, that it probably went a little long. Oh, man. Not a great reaction off that tree.
And if you're kicking right, that is way down there.
He knows it.
And a similar mistake to what Nico did yesterday. A little bit too early of a release.
Mm-hmm.
Pops it out to the left, but again, staying on top of the hill is totally fine. Gavin, on the other hand, has to scramble.
Yeah, you know it's bad when you can't even see the
Yeah.
player, when the cameraman decides that it's too daunting of a task to walk down there. And even this is tricky. We've seen these discs pop up and roll here on this green.
And Zack gets a nice little clip from a branch and sits down at about 15, and Gavin's still at the bottom of the hill. Oh, no.
Man, that was in and out.
That was dirty.
Let's see if he can get this spin putt dialed again, Brian.
Okay, and the putting clinic continues. Everybody get your notebooks out, folks, because he is still in teaching mode. Great putt from Emerson, great birdie. And a little fist bump love from Joel.
Oh, Joel didn't go too deep at all. All right, and he's keeping pace.
And a fun bit of information about Joel's putters going along with the unorthodox disc selections. He is putting with his new signature Scarab, which is a putter from Infinite. It is similar to a whale in feel, but Joel says it has the perfect feel for how he grips a putter.
All right, Infinite's doing some pretty big things. Some
Lot
cool
of
stuff.
Yeah, a lot of new things in their lineup, and we are going to move straight into hole number 4 here. A great downhill par 3, forcing the players to throw a very subtle hyzer flip with the backhand.
Yeah, this is the first hole during round 3 that played under par. Just 0.05 strokes under par, even at 288 feet. It's still pretty tight.
Definitely tight, and you have to keep the disc low or else you're going to risk hyzering out at the end. So a very, very interesting technical line these players are having to throw here. I think, is Emerson throwing a putter here or a mid-range?
I believe that's a mid-range.
Just misses that big tree on the right side. A little bit of a long look, but still not out of his range as we've seen. caught a little bit of cabbage. He's going to be about 100 feet short.
All right, we got a tomahawk coming from Zack. Fast shot, right on line, just a little deep.
And as Zack would call it, that is a whammy hawk, straight out of the Zack Johnson handbook.
Oh, man, we really love Zack. What a homie.
Gavin almost nails the line and clips that tree on the right side. Still puts that approach a little bit short.
And even that leaks out to 28 feet. He's going to have that left for par. Do you think Emerson's running this one?
Absolutely.
Looks like he's lining it up.
Looks like a bit of a safer run. He wanted to stall it outright and potentially have it fall into the basket.
Zack has really been working on this putt. He's been releasing with a little more hyzer than normal, and man, he was putting great at Idlewild.
Yeah, oh, absolutely he was. That one clipped a little bit too far left on the chains. Emerson cashes the comebacker.
Yeah, I mean, that was 25 feet. Definitely a nerve-wracker, and he still has not bogeyed in this tournament.
That's, with how wooded this course is, it's kind of crazy to even think about.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's really considering going bogey-free for the whole event.
No. Great putt from Joel. Yeah, you know, a 288-foot par 3, you'd assume that at least one person on a lead card at that tournament would get it, but very challenging line that it's making them throw. Star par from our card, and we're going to move into hole number 5. And this one, we've seen a lot of different plays on this hole.
Yeah, we sure have. The goal is to get up on this second tier, even third tier, really. You want to be just past this little berm.
Yeah, you want to play it as pretty much as aggressive of a tee shot as possible from what we're seeing from this drone flight. The approach to the green, it kind of looks like a crazy flex shot. So the farther and more right that you can go up this fairway, the better.
Yeah, and we've seen that access to this green is only available from pin high to the left.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so that's why the flex line or just playing for some sort of circle 2 putt has been kind of the common theme here.
So here's that recoil from Emerson.
And I'm not sure if he's trying to hyzer flip it or he does want to be left, because multiple times we've seen him push that disc right to left.
Yeah, I would guess that he's missing it a little bit, that he wants a little more turn on that
A little bit more
disc.
turn. And it is challenging to do that when you're throwing that far uphill.
Joel's reaching for a big forehand here. That's a destroyer.
And
Wow.
that's prime position, it looks like. He should have almost that identical flex line to the basket.
And this is a destroyer from Zack. Just misses that first tree. Bit of a misfire there.
Yeah, definitely got the hips through a little bit too early and pushed it more left than he wanted, but he still did get up to that first tier.
And we saw Gavin absolutely bomb one yesterday.
Fought through, and he's up there, but those tiny trees in the middle might be hindering his look at the basket.
Are we going roller here? Or is this another tomahawk? Oh. Whoa. That's a different shot, I'm guessing. Yeah, so Zack threw his tomahawk into the ground. Not quite sure who's...
I think this is Emerson's shot.
Wow.
Yeah, so I believe that previous clip was Emerson's flight towards the end, so pretty solid positioning from Emerson.
Oh, looks like Joel is just a little pinched. This is a really difficult lie right here to throw a forehand with power when your hips are already opened like that. Like,
Yeah,
that's all just rotation.
All upper body.
Yeah.
And he smashed it. That'll be definitely a look at the basket. Great shot
Gonna
from
be
Joel.
a little tricky. This is Scott Withers' Gator right here. He really loves the overstable approach. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, solid shot from Zack. And Emerson for, I believe this is for a 3. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He is not making it easy on the rest of this card.
No, he's taking early strokes here. He's up 5 after 5.
Another great putt from Joel to keep pace.
Okay, scratch that. He's only up 4. Joel not giving up without a fight. It's a great birdie from the front side of the green right there.
Oh, yeah. Flex forehand, straddle forehand, jump putt. It's a great birdie sequence. And Zack Johnson, after kind of messing up a tomahawk there, gets his par. Gavin will be doing the same. In hole number 6, we've been seeing a very similar series of shots on this hole. I feel like the mistake being made is a lot of the shots are going a little bit too far forward. They're not getting that left push that they're supposed to have to get to the basket. I really, really love this pin position that this hole's been creating for the players.
Yeah, only 330 feet, but it's nearly 90 degrees. And when you have a turn that sharp from right to left,
you can't necessarily rely on an overstable disc to get there. I mean,
exactly.
You have to get something going left right away and putting it on hyzer rather than throwing it flat and letting it finish itself. So Emerson, I'm assuming, has an Explorer to try to match that shape.
Yeah, this is his signature Explorer, and it's actually pretty stable. Oh, and that was definitely a little early.
Tiny bit too early. It almost was the line. He needed to push it forward just a tiny bit more. Might be a TL in his hands.
I think that was actually a Firebird. I think he's going.
So he was trying to play the flare then.
The overstable flare. Yeah, this is also a Firebird from Zack. This is one of those 12-time opaque FAFs. He's also going for the overstable play. And that's really where they've been ending up right there when they go too straight. And we've seen that there's not a lot going on down there.
Gavin also picking a Firebird to throw here.
Yeah, it's a fine line. And when you want to push it inside like that, you definitely risk hitting those early trees. Oh, and he's left with a lot. He's going to be outside of circle 1, putting for par. Emerson just laying that one up. Zack giving it a decent floater. This is for par. Ooh, good bid. Just right on the cage.
He didn't like it right out of his hands.
No, he did not.
Yeah, and this hole is causing some troubles off the tee. We're not seeing a lot of birdies on this hole.
Joel Freeman tapping in a bogey. He's going to be giving one up on an unforced error and moving back to 5 behind Emerson. Zack and Gavin are both 6 back.
If there's one player that can get this hole on this card, it's going to be Joel. 510 feet downhill, slightly to the right. If you do have that giant flex sidearm, it's definitely an accessible green, but a lot of the players here have been playing it for a 3. We'll see if we'll see a couple aggressive plays here.
You want to guess how many birdies?
Birdie 2s on this one?
How many birdie 2s did we have during round 3, Brandon?
I'm going to guess 3.
I won't spoil it for you guys. Oh, and that almost split the Y tree. And I actually completely misspoke. Zack is actually 8 back, and Gavin is 12 back. Emerson is really pulling away here.
Yeah, his putting has been creating a real bit of trouble for the rest of these players.
There's that monster energy destroyer that Zack loves to forehand. Oh, and it does actually split the Y gap.
But it does get kind of pushed nose down and wasn't able to finish back to the right.
I really wanted to see how that one was going to fly.
And I believe this is one of his infinite discs that he's throwing. I'm not sure if it's a Pharaoh or Scorpius. Throws the line well, but you could tell he wasn't happy with it. A little bit too low.
Yeah, that is a Pharaoh, the Metal Flake Pharaoh.
I believe that's like a 13-speed glidey disc. He uses it for those long flex sidearms.
Yeah, Joel called it a cross between a boss and a strike.
And then here's a straight-up boss from Gavin.
Look how far he's reaching back on that forehand. It's
almost looks like a pitcher when he's throwing that.
Yeah, that's what it's reminding me of.
He's got about 200 to the basket here. That is a gorgeous hyzer flip from Gavin.
Very smooth, puts it within 20 feet. Stiletto from Emerson, also about 200 out.
Is that a stiletto or was it that Justice that he had?
I think that was the
That was a stiletto.
Any closer and he would probably opt for the Justice.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Joel loves to try and throw these in actually on these forehands. He's going to do a little baby Annie, and it's similar to what we saw yesterday with Alex Russell doing like just a pure hyzer with the pig. He likes to try and throw that whale in on the soft Annie.
I have seen Joel on multiple occasions doing straight up putter forehand throw in practice. It is a real thing that he practices.
Yeah, that's not very common.
Not a bad way to sell whales.
Very nice looking putt.
Yeah, it's a great up and down from Gavin. Going power forehand and then throwing a really mature looking, slow hyzer flip putter to the basket.
Yeah, so as these players tap in their pars, we had only 2 birdies on hole 7 during this final round. Shout out to Jake Lauber and Jeremy Farnsworth.
And you know what? One of the players I thought would get that hole is Jake Lauber.
Yeah, big forehand.
One of the biggest sidearms I've ever seen. Moving into hole number 8. Giant sidearm does not help you on this hole. We are looking straight at the basket, right uphill, and you can really throw anything you want just due to the backstop that we have right behind the basket. I would say these players are trying to ace this one.
Yeah, definitely. This is playing on as the easiest hole on the course, a half stroke under par. And we've seen a couple ace runs, actually. We've seen a couple metal hits. This is Emerson's Justice.
And you can tell just by the line Emerson's throwing, he's not running the ace here. He loves birdies, and he's going to keep chasing them, throwing a nice low, soft landing Justice. Yeah. Zack, on the other hand, might be out for blood here. He's about 25 left at the basket. Playing such a big tournament on your home course does present its own mental challenge for sure. You play so many casual rounds out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a different kind of pressure. Oh, and this is Joel's baby right here, that baby blue Gator 3. He really loves that thing. Actually just helped him look for that thing.
He told me the story. Yep. Lost it for quite some time, got it back. and it's a little bit seasoned for him as well. Gavin going flare here. Great shot.
That works. Everything just kind of funnels toward this basket, huh?
Exactly.
Oh, and there's that hyzer putt from Zach. Ton of confidence with that.
Look at that little smirk on his face. He's feeling good.
Great birdie from Emerson. Yeah, it's really great to see Emerson and Zach on this card. Look at them cheering for each other. They're really good friends. They actually tour together quite a bit. I believe they're traveling with each other right now. So it's just really cool to see two homies make it on the lead card final round of an A tier.
There's really nothing like playing with one of your good friends, especially on the top card getting filmed. That just kind of eases the tension quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zach and Emerson have played so many rounds together
Exactly.
in the woods in Texas. They definitely root for each other.
And going into hole number 9, we watched Gavin yesterday absolutely pure the eagle on this hole. That is not an easy task on this hole. We have a kind of a double fairway. Players have to choose a wide hyzer or an aggressive straight shot, and then we have to choose a right or a left gap to get down to this really challenging downhill green with a slope right behind the basket.
This hole is epic. This is what I think of when I think of Harmony Bends right here.
Absolutely. And the double fairway is such a John Houck specialty when it comes to course design, and we see quite a few of those on this course. I love the options that it presents and gives the players and rewards different play styles as well.
Emerson's going left gap. Oh, and he hit the first tree, and it actually redirected pretty fortunately to stay in the fairway.
Fantastic kick.
Yeah. Looks like Zach is lining up the hyzer. Oh, super overstable. I believe that's that Metal Flake Destroyer. One of those pop-top mutant destroyers.
Yeah, that didn't want to fly whatsoever.
No.
But I think playing a flare to the middle on that right side is totally a doable play, and now he has a look at a birdie. And Joel wants a 3. That is smashed. Wow.
Way up there, and he's got a flex forehand.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely in a great position.
Gavin hoping to follow suit from yesterday. He's got that same white disc in his hand. I believe that's a destroyer.
Oh, and that's a misfire. That's left side.
Decent kick, though.
Yeah, he's also in the fairway.
Emerson going left gap a little bit early, but it's flaring through the trees, and it looks like it's right in the middle of that section. He'll have to get a little bit creative to get to the basket.
He's so scrappy.
Super scrappy. You know, when you have a very competent backhand and a very competent forehand with lots of different angles, you're able to throw all sorts of weird shots out of the rough.
And he gets a ton of power with, like, not a lot of movement.
Yep. Zach getting shut down by that tree up there.
Okay, so Joel actually is not going to go wide. He's going to try and flip this one up straight. Well, he went, like, over stable gator. How far was his drive?
He smoked it. They hit nothing.
He's way up there. I mean,
now he's pin high for an eagle look.
yeah. Wow. I'm stunned. I didn't realize that he was within gator forehand range. Oh, and Zach getting super skinny.
Little local
with that
love
flip
there.
Up. I believe that's a harp right there.
Definitely flew like one.
Yeah.
Faded off a little bit to the right, but again, pin high.
Wow.
Gavin's been really showing he's got a really complete shot arsenal. He's got hyzer flip backhand. He's got distance backhand.
For eagle.
Right side.
Right side.
Similar position for Emerson. I'm not even surprised at this point. I'm not even going to say nice birdie for Emerson because they keep coming. You know what? I'll say it. Nice birdie from Emerson.
Yeah, great birdie. I mean, to not lose a stroke to Joel, I mean, that was a big shift right there. They were putting from similar positions. For Joel was putting for eagle, Emerson for birdie. Joel misses, Emerson makes his.
Yeah, it's a strong sign of confidence coming from Emerson. He's not affected by anything the rest of his card is doing, and he's keeping that 5-stroke lead after the front nine. And thank you so much for joining us for that front nine coverage. We are going to be right back with the final back nine on this awesome tournament.
Yeah, this has been great, man. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate with you.
Make sure to subscribe to GK Pro, and we will see you soon.